Welcome everyone to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphones are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for others. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC. And now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up, we will have the University of Northern Colorado.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I will get my screen shared and we will hop right into things. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ian. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Northern Colorado. I'm also a proud UNC alum myself with degrees in business administration and music education. And we'll talk a little bit more tonight about some of the great experiences that you can find here with us. We are located in Greeley, Colorado. And if my screen decides to work, there it is. So UNC is what we like to call a mid-sized university. Any given semester, we typically have around 11,000 students on campus. It's broken down to about 8,000 undergraduate and about 3,000 graduates. So mid-sized school, certainly big enough that there's always new folks to meet, but never too large so you don't see somebody that you know walking across campus. Our school is broken into 5 main colleges, and down at the bottom of the screen there, you can see our top 5 majors, at least as far as population are concerned. Some of the things that I really love to highlight about UNC as well are our average class size and our student to faculty ratio. The largest class size that I ever saw at UNC as a student was 55, which was a freshman lecture for chemistry, but certainly, especially as you move into your program, into the more specific classes later on in your program, you're likely to see a lot smaller. My senior year, one of my classes was 5 students, another was 8, and 2 had 15 each in them. So lots of chances to get that great one-on-one instruction and feedback from your instructors, more chances to do more experiential things, hands-on learning, as many times as possible, get you out of the classroom and into the community, whether that's teaching, working with local businesses, studying at local areas, whatever the case may be. We also love to highlight some of the great things that our UNC alumni are doing. Over on the left, you can see some of the wonderful companies that our recent alumni work at. Additionally, I love to highlight there in the middle, 88% of our students are placed within 6 months of graduating, meaning they're either in a career field related to their major or starting grad school at that point, and we really do love that. Some more general information about UNC as well. A few things that I love to highlight on this page are we do have 7 different resource and cultural centers on campus among 32 total resource centers ranging from all sorts of academic support, social areas, everything like that. We want to make sure that our students have all the resources they need to succeed, whatever kind of background or experience they may be coming from at the college level. Additionally, you'll hear us college reps love to talk about getting involved on campus, and at UNC you can do that with over 150 different student-led organizations through your traditional Greek life, such as fraternities and sororities, academic and honors programs, cultural programs, special interest groups, religious, political, video games, yoga, everything in between. It is also exceptionally easy to start a club on UNC's campus. You just need yourself, 2 other students, and a teacher to do so. So it's always great to find something to do outside of those academics as well. The last thing that I love to highlight is we do have our Outdoor Pursuits office on campus as well. They serve as a gear shop to rent out different outdoorsy gear, as well as lead weekly trips up to the mountains to experience all the great outdoors that Colorado has to offer. As I mentioned, we are in Greeley, Colorado. It is a small town. Well, it has a small town vibe, as we like to say, with the amenities of a much larger city now, one of the fastest growing cities in the country, in fact. Additionally, we're about an hour northeast of Denver, Colorado, so very close to all the other great cities and places that Colorado has to offer, 90 minutes from Rocky Mountain National Park and about 2 hours from all of the great ski resorts and other mountain areas that Colorado has as well. As for actually applying to UNC, there's a few things. We do have an internal app as well as the common application. We are very proud members of the Western Undergraduate Exchange along with all of our Colorado colleagues. So any folks coming from any of those Western states will receive a kind of middle of the road tuition rate between our in-state and out-of-state rates. You can apply at unco.edu/apply. There are tons of different options for fee waiver requests, as well as we do host application days for all of our undergraduates throughout the year where you can have that waived. You can then also see some of the requirements for what we need. We are test optional at the moment, meaning we are not requiring any SAT or ACT scores. But you are more than welcome to include those. If you did take them, they can only improve your application. The other things that I love to highlight for a lot of our students is our admissions-based scholarships. So for students from our WUI states, our Western Undergraduate Exchange, I guess I keep talking that acronym around without explaining it, but for students from our WUI states, you can earn up to $6,000 per year for all 4 years of your time at UNC, just based on your GPA from high school when you apply. There are tons of other great scholarships and everything available internally at UNC as well, making it one of the more affordable colleges in the state. You can also see some of the general requirements there on our automatic admission requirements, but know that there are lots of things that can be considered. We also don't require an essay or any letters of recommendation, but once again, encourage you to include them if you think there's a little bit more to your story than just what your transcripts might show. For my last page here, this is my contact information. I encourage you to please reach out if there's any questions or anything that comes up afterwards. The other thing I do love to point out is down at unco.edu/visit, we are hosting limited in-person campus tours right now. I know for a lot of the folks here tonight, we're probably a little bit far away, but if you get a chance to come tour several different Colorado schools, I definitely recommend that you get the chance or take the opportunity to do that. And the final thing that I love to mention is UNC is looking forward to returning to an entirely in-person, full on-campus experience this fall, and very excited to welcome our students back from what's been kind of a tough time of hybrid learning and all that. But with that being said, like I said, please don't hesitate to reach out if there's anything that I can help with, whether UNC specific or college search in general. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Western Colorado University.
Great. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna Clark, and I am a regional recruiter with Western Colorado University in Gunnison. And I'm excited to share a little bit about what we have to offer you. First of all, I want to touch base on our location. In Gunnison, Colorado, we are in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, about 3.5 hours southwest of Denver. Our students have easy access to all things Colorado adventure. Hiking, fishing, camping, skiing, snowboarding, or just going outside in the evening and looking up at the Milky Way is always an option for our students. 30 minutes north of us is Crested Butte, a beautiful ski and snowboard resort. 45 minutes to the east of us is Monarch Pass, so another ski and snowboarding resort. 10 miles to the south of us is Hartman Rocks, which has over 750 plus miles of single trail multi-use tracks. And then 18 miles to the west of us is Blue Mesa Reservoir, which is the largest body of water in Colorado, and how our students have access to water sports like sea kayaking and many others. Along with providing all of that really great outdoor recreation for our students, 80% of that lands that's surrounding Western is public lands. So our students are able to get out and have hands-on applied learning experiences within that environment. Especially for our environment and sustainability students, biology, recreation, outdoor education, or even just any of our professors that want to get outside and hold office hours outside because it's much better than holding them inside the classroom. So we lovingly refer to it as nature's best classroom or our outdoor laboratory. Within academics at Western, a little bit more about us as a university. We are a small public university with about 3,000 students in our undergraduate population and about 400 students or so in the graduate level. So small class sizes is what our students get to experience from day one freshman year. Our average class size is about 17, but we do guarantee you'll never have a class with more than 66 students in it. Our professors start getting a little antsy within their classes if they have more than 25 students in it, because it doesn't give them the opportunity to get to know you quite as well as a student, knowing your first name within 2 weeks of freshman year, knowing that you're coming from out of state, so taking a little bit of extra time to make sure you're finding your home away from home at Western, as well as providing those office hours and some of those application-based things to help make sure that you are learning what you need to get those jobs after graduation. For academics, we have over 100 different options that our students can choose from. Our top majors include business administration, environment and sustainability, recreation, outdoor education, biology, elementary education, and exercise and sports science. We also have a great partnership program with the University of Colorado Boulder for students who are interested in mechanical engineering or computer science, as well as art and music programs and some others within that as well. And we have some accelerated degree programs, or 3+2s, where our students can pursue both a bachelor's and a master's degree and walk out with both of those in 5 years. But our most popular major for our students coming in freshman year is actually undecided or undeclared. And our students go into what we call our exploratory program, because that's exactly what you get to do. You're exploring those first 2 years or so, taking classes that sound interesting to you until you find that homework assignment that you want to turn into a career, and then you work with our advisors to make that happen. We are very much dedicated to the success of our students at Western, so we provide a whole host of services available for you, including academic advisors, disability services, tutoring services, a writing and a math center, career services to help you build that resume and practice those interviews before you walk into those, meta majors, as well as campus health and mental health facilities. And then we also have our EPIC mentors, experienced peers initiating connections. Every incoming student at Western is assigned an EPIC mentor, who is an upperclassman student who has been through the high school to college transition themselves. That EPIC mentor is there to be your person for that entire first year, helping you navigate the changes and, again, finding that home away from home at Western. For our students, along with the academics opportunities, we have over 50 different clubs and organizations that our students can get involved in, as well as a whole host of athletics that are available for all of our students, regardless of what your major is and regardless of your passions or your background. Definitely want to touch base on the cost of attending Western Colorado University, because cost of your education is important. Our out-of-state tuition for our students this year for fall of 2021 is just over $18,000, or just under 19. As you can see, we're coming in well under the national average for out-of-state tuition costs for students. 80% of our students are receiving some form of financial aid to help offset those costs at Western, but 100% of our students are considered for merit aid as soon as they are accepted. How we look at that academic merit scholarship is based off of your GPA. Any student who has a 3.35 GPA or higher who's coming from out of state will receive this $8,000 scholarship. And it's renewable for up to 4 years. If you have a 3.75 GPA or higher, you'll receive this $9,000 scholarship. And if you remember our tuition being just over 18, that almost cuts tuition in half for you. So a real great incentive of keeping those grades up as you are going. We also have a lot of other scholarship opportunities for students to look into. We very much want you to come on out to campus and check us out for yourself so you can see what it is to be life as a mountaineer. We are fortunate that we're able to offer in-person visits. You can go to western.edu/visit to check out and pick your date and time. Or if virtual events is easier for you, we absolutely understand. So we're offering virtual events at western.edu/recruitment events. Our application process is super simple. Rolling admissions, send us your transcripts, takes you about 20-30 minutes. And if you need an application fee waiver, just let us know and we're happy to send you that. My name is Brianna. My information's on the screen here, but I'll also send it through for you in the chat as well. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much. Next up, we have University of Colorado.
Let's see. All right. There we go. All right. So hi, my name is Alex Slaughter. I am one of the admission counselors at the University of Colorado, Denver, and I actually specifically work with all of our out-of-state students. So I'm super excited to be here to give you guys a little more information on CU Denver. So one of the most unique things about our school is we are located right in the heart of downtown Denver. So if you're looking for that big city vibe, then definitely, CU Denver is the place to go. We're right in the heart of downtown Denver. We're a pretty medium-sized school, kind of like a lot of the other schools that you've heard from so far. We have about 11,000 students, so definitely on that kind of, smaller side. Average class size is about 27. Once you get into your major specific classes, those do range and they go down to about 15 to 20, maybe 25. Kind of similar to a lot of the other schools too, is that our, even our largest classroom, I think, is only like 40, even during your general education courses. So you're definitely gonna get that small class size. We have tons of different degree programs, which I'll go into a little bit later. And then also something that's very unique for CU Denver specifically is our partnership with the Anschutz Medical Campus. So if you're interested in going into the medical field, whether going to medical school, nursing, dentistry, physical therapy, any of those. So definitely it's an awesome, program to be able to kind of streamline your process that way. So like I mentioned, we have about 140 different degree programs. So they do range. So kind of quickly going through this list. So we have, our College of Architecture and Planning. We are the only undergraduate architecture program in the state of Colorado. And we also have our College of Arts and Media, which is also pretty unique. So that's our film school, our music programs. We have singer-songwriter, animation, recording arts, music business. With our animation program, we have a lot of students who go work for Disney and Pixar. One of our former grads actually won an Oscar for his work on Frozen. We also have a lot of students with our music business program because it is number 10 in the nation. And a lot of students will go work for like Spotify or kind of any of those big companies. With our business school, it's kind of your typical business school. You have everything from entrepreneurship and marketing to sports business. With our School of Education and Human Development, that's our teacher certification program. And then kind of with the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, that's mechanical, civil. We also have bioengineering. We have computer science. The College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is kind of everything else. So everything from biology, chemistry, physics to philosophy, English, psychology, political science. And then we also have our School of Public Affairs, which is our criminal justice and our kind of civil service. So if you wanted to go into government, local, state, federal, if you wanted to go into law enforcement, that would be for you. So that's kind of the quick overview of our academics. But this is college, we want you to have some fun along the way too. I'm sure all of the other recruiters on this, want to make sure that you also enjoy kind of college, not just, academics, not just studying in the library all the time. So we have about 120 different student organizations. They do range. There are some that are major specific. So there's like a business club, a psychology club, a pre-health club. Then there's also clubs that are just for fun. There's a ping pong club. There's a paranormal investigation club. So tons of different options for you there. We have also club sports, intramurals. We also have the adventure desk. This is where they go on camping trips, hiking trips, skiing trips, really kind of taking advantage of being in Colorado. And then also kind of with our wellness center, that kind of with our student government, it's our largest organization. And at CU Denver, you can actually make a difference. So our wellness center was built about 2 years ago, and that was because of students. So students wanted a place to hang out between classes. They wanted kind of a rec center. And so the wellness center was born kind of from students, wants. And so it's pretty cool. There's a swimming pool, rock climbing wall, tons of gym equipment. And then, like I said, we're in downtown Denver. You will never be bored. So everything is within walking distance of campus. So 1 block away is Ball Arena, where the Nuggets, the Avalanche, and the Mammoth play. About 15 minutes north of us is Coors Field, where the Rockies play. There is the Broncos, and Power Field is like 8 minutes away. And as students, you do get discounted tickets to all of the sporting events. So you can get just, $5, $10 tickets to see the Nuggets, the Avalanche, or the Rockies play, which is awesome. We also are just catty corner to the Denver Performing Arts Center, which the Denver Performing Arts Center houses about 10 different theaters. Also as students, you get discounted tickets for that as well. And then we're about 2 blocks away from 16th Street Mall, which has tons of shopping. Like basically every kind of restaurant out there is off of 16th Street Mall. So there's just tons of opportunities to kind of explore Denver and have fun doing that. Also kind of being in downtown Denver also gives you the opportunity to be able to get part-time jobs, get internships. That's definitely one of the things that CU Denver is most known for is our experiential learning, which is our internship office, as well as our career services, just because they are able to place students in so many different opportunities. Kind of going over costs, very similar also to Western. So our tuition is just a little over $18,000 per year with that WUI discount. And so definitely WUI gives you, such an awesome discount there. We also give merit-based scholarships, which those are based off of your application. So kind of the higher your GPA in high school, the more merit scholarship you can get. And so with WUI, you get WUI, you also get merit scholarships, and then we also have Scholar Link. So this is kind of our scholarship application, so to speak, that you can use at CU Denver. And once you get accepted to CU Denver, you get access to this. And then kind of to apply, so whether you're a senior or if you're a junior starting to look, you can go to our website or go to the Common App for any juniors. The applications do open August 1st. That's kind of the big next one. All we need is your application and your high school transcripts, and that is it. So we are test optional. And then, yeah, so like I said, I am the out-of-state, admissions counselor. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have questions, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening.
Thanks so much. Before we move on to our next university, I just want to remind our attendees, we are at the halfway mark here, so feel free to use that Q&A. Ask our representatives here from our great institutions any questions you may have about programs or campus life, student life, anything that you want to know more about. They're here to answer any questions. Just use that Q&A button on your screen. And now I'm going to turn it over to our next institution, Colorado State University.
All right, thanks everyone. I'm just going to share my screen here, my PowerPoint, and all right, yes, so my name is Justin Smalley, and I am a regional representative for Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado. And I am specifically the Northern California admissions representative for CSU admissions office. And also my recruitment territory also consists of Nevada. And so there's my contact information or my email address on this slide. And then we also have a Southern California regional representative. Her name is Elise Goodman, and there's her email address. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you with that transition on applying to Colorado State. So to let you know a little bit more about CSU, we are located in a very cool college town called Fort Collins, Colorado. Fort Collins is 60 miles directly north of Denver, Colorado. Denver will be right in the heart of the rectangular state of Colorado, and then we're 60 miles north, about 30 miles south of the Wyoming border. And we are along the area that's known as the Front Range of Colorado, so kind of like right where the Great Plains end, and then boom, you've got the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. So in our backyard, you will have the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. And like a lot of my other colleagues have mentioned, outdoor recreation is a huge part of life, really, for many schools in the Rocky Mountain region. And we're no different. So a lot of people that live in Fort Collins, a lot of college students that choose CSU love the great outdoor recreation opportunities. We're very close to whitewater rafting or stand-up paddleboarding at Horsetooth Reservoir. Of course, skiing, snowboarding, of course, just camping, hiking. Also, we are about 60 miles away from Rocky Mountain National Park, where you can just see some of the spectacular wildlife of Colorado. Also in Fort Collins, currently we're the fourth largest city in Colorado, about 165,000 people. Fort Collins, it has been recognized as like one of the best places to live in America over the years by different like magazines and news sources like Money Magazine. So just a really great college town. The campus is right in the heart of Fort Collins. It lies on 500 acres. And then about a half mile away, you'll find the downtown area, which is known as Old Town. And there's just tons of restaurants and coffee shops. A lot of festivals and cultural events will take place in Fort Collins. And the most common mode of transportation, most students will have their own bicycles, as well as a lot of people that live in Fort Collins. So easy transportation to get around. We also have an on-campus shuttle, and all full-time students have access to the bus system throughout Fort Collins. Colorado State, we are the second largest public university in the state of Colorado. We have approximately 28,000 students total, and we are a Research One Carnegie institution, so we do provide that hands-on learning experience, and we want our students to be a part of the research endeavors that our faculty members are conducting outside the classroom. So the university itself, we are comprised of 8 different colleges. Some of our most well-known programs, we do kind of specialize in the life, animal, and agricultural sciences for the state of Colorado. Our College of Veterinary Medicine is currently ranked 3rd in North America, so we do get a lot of students that are on that pre-vet pathway. Our vet hospital is on our South Campus, just a phenomenal facility. They are the primary care physician for like the animals at the Denver Zoo, and they'll do some phenomenal surgeries and other procedures on really animals from all over the world. Also, Colorado State, we're a very sustainable university. We've been recognized as one of the most sustainable out there. We have a very strong college of natural resources where we have 9 different majors that take on different approaches to environmental science, things like ecosystem science and sustainability, watershed science, forestry. We have a mountain campus associated with that college where students can do field studies. From that college, we produce like a lot of park rangers for the U.S. Park Service. At the university, we have over 250 programs of study. A lot of our majors have different concentration areas that students can go into. One of our more popular majors is business, and students can have a concentration or a specialized area within business, things like real estate, marketing, finance, computer information systems, international business, etc. Total, we have 74 undergraduate majors that students can go into at Colorado State. Some of the more popular will be business, biology, health and exercise science, psychology, communication studies, mechanical engineering. Over 40% of our students are in a STEM-related major, including like computer science. We'll have about 9 different engineering majors, and then biology and some of those animal science majors will round out some of our more popular majors as well. Since we are a medium-sized university, our student to faculty ratio is at 19:1. We like to mention our most well-known celebrity on campus is our mascot, Cam the Ram. He gets a lot of pictures taken with him. We are Division I NCAA in athletics, and we want our students to be involved on campus in the over 500 clubs and organizations that we offer, whether it's in study abroad or performing arts, you name it. I mean, we'll definitely have those opportunities. To apply to Colorado State, you can apply through the common application. We do a holistic review for admissions, so we do require an essay and a recommendation. But really, I like to say if students have a solid B average coming out of high school, your chances of getting into this are very strong. We were test optional this past year, and we're hoping to be for the next year as well. And we are a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program. Right now, our average starting salary is about $54,000 for our graduates for the past 2 classes. There's some other cool statistics on here as well. And then finally, if you're interested in any of our virtual events, you can check out our admissions website and that link that's provided there. Thank you all so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Melissa, it's all you. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Next up, we have the University of Wyoming.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Tanner McClure, and I am the admissions rep for the University of Wyoming. I represent the entire state of California. So I just linked all of my contact information in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach directly out to me. But here we'll get started. I'm a proud graduate of the University of Wyoming. We are located in Laramie, Wyoming, which is about 60 miles north of Fort Collins. We have just below 12,000 students here. About 2,500, which are graduate students. So we have about a 9,500 undergraduate population, which puts us, like everybody else, about the mid-sized university. We have a 15:1 student to faculty ratio, and 90% of our classes are taught by actual professors. So you will have very little of your courses, if any, taught by a teaching assistant or a graduate assistant. Our average class size is 30 students, and 92% of our graduates last year, and keep in mind, this is with COVID-19 happening, 92% of our graduates had a job or were in a graduate program within 6 months of graduating. So we have students represented from all around the world. Currently, we have over 90 countries, and for several years in a row now, we've had at least one student from every state, which I think is amazing. I myself am from Southern California, so coming to Wyoming was a little bit of a change when I first got here, but I'm still here and I love it. We have about 2/3 of our students coming from in-state and about 1/3 coming from out of state. And we were rated the #1 small college town in the United States. A lot of that I like to say is because the University of Wyoming is the only 4-year university in the state. We also have no professional sports teams in the state of Wyoming. So the entire town of Laramie and the entire state of Wyoming backs the Cowboys and Cowgirls and everything we do. Anywhere you go in town, Laramie is a true college town. We have about 60,000 people. So everyone here knows about the Cowboys and Cowgirls. Everything's brown and gold, and everyone's repping that brown and gold everywhere they go. We're about 20 minutes from world-class rock climbing. We are within a half an hour of almost 3 million acres of national forest. So anything you want to do here in Wyoming, it's going to be public land. It's going to be free to use, and you can literally go anywhere. Like I said, 20 minutes from that top tier climbing, we also have climbing, hiking, and biking trails, single track, double track, all over the place within 15 minutes of campus. And then we're also a half an hour from ski and snow sports. So we have our own ski resort here, about a half an hour from campus, which gives students great deals. You're also about 2 hours from Rocky Mountain National Park and any other ski resort in Colorado. The bonus of our ski resorts is they're only going to cost students at the University of Wyoming about $35 for a full day of skiing and snowboarding. So we are in the Mountain West Conference. So we do compete against a couple, I guess one other school in this. We are in the Mountain West Conference in Division I athletics. So we have all those D1 sports. There are several club sports here at the University of Wyoming. With the club sports, we have over 300 clubs and organizations. If you can't find a club or something that's suitable for you, it's super easy to make one. You need 5 other students and a full-time faculty member, and you can start your own club. Intramural sports are amazing. I highly recommend any student to join as many clubs or as many intramural sports as possible. It's a great way to make friends. It's a great way to make connections. We have amazing fine arts programs with a ton of performance-based scholarships available to incoming students. We are, like I said, a mid-sized university, so it's very easy to become involved with student government if that's what you're interested in, as well as the love and loyalty of the University of Wyoming. So being the only 4-year school in the state, anywhere I travel for work, flying around the country, people see our steamboat logo, that's our nice little bucking horse, and they'll yell "Go Pokes" from across an airport. It's an amazing community, and it's something everyone should be a part of. We do have full residence halls on campus. We do require our freshmen to live in the residence halls for the first year, and that's mostly because of I guess it's proven that freshmen will have higher academic success, as well as they'll have the opportunity to make more friends right away being on campus. We have what are called freshman interest groups. So there are entire floors in these residence halls devoted to certain majors or career paths. So it's very easy to form study groups or talk about homework or quizzes coming up with students in the same program. Both of those links are available on our website. There are pre-recorded residence halls tours, as well as tours of our university apartments for upperclassmen. So we offer 200 different areas of study, everything from accounting to zoology, and the University of Wyoming is a university that will not prevent you from double majoring or majoring and minoring. I wouldn't necessarily recommend majoring in, let's say, engineering and nursing at the same time, because those are 2 very tough degree programs. But if you really wanted to, the University of Wyoming would let you. And then we have several funded research opportunities for our undergraduate students. It's one of the pluses of being the only 4-year school in the state. We have all the state and all of the federal funding that every other state gets going to one university. The University of Wyoming also has the single largest study abroad endowment of any institution in the United States. There are tons of opportunities and scholarships available for students to travel abroad and study in over 400 countries. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out the University of Wyoming. To apply to the University of Wyoming, there's 3 easy steps. You can apply to us either through our own website or through the Common App. There is a $40 application fee, and then we will require you to submit whatever documents we're asking for. Typically, those are going to be your official high school transcripts, as well as any AP or IB test scores or dual or concurrent enrollment courses. For fall of 2021, we are test optional. For spring of 22 and fall of 2022 at this point, we are going to ask for test scores from ACT or SAT, but the University of Wyoming does offer residual ACT or SATs. So if you have not had the ability to take the test, you can come take it here on campus. This is our graduate or our undergraduate scholarship grid for our out-of-state students. It's all based off your unweighted GPA or SAT or ACT score. The University of Wyoming is offering completely in-person tours, as well as for fall 2021, we are going to be completely open to all students being in person. If you have any questions at all of my contact information is here. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love the chance to talk with you. Thanks, you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have Beloit College.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Best for last. Thrilled to be here with you all. My name is Hernan Santa Cruz. I am one of the admissions counselors at Beloit, but most importantly, I'm a proud Beloit alum, someone who graduated from here, who flew 3,000 miles sight unseen to this very different college than what you've heard so far tonight. So Beloit College is a small liberal arts college in Beloit, Wisconsin, up north in the Midwest. And it's very difficult to capture the beauty and the essence and the magnificence of a college in 6 minutes, but I'll do my very best. And one of the ways in which we do that is by telling you a little bit about numbers. So at Beloit, every number tells a story. We are a small school of about 1,200 students with an extraordinarily diverse population, which is one of the things I love about Beloit the most. with a very, very large international population, which is quite phenomenal. Some of our most popular majors, as you can see there, include anthropology, biochemistry, creative writing, business and economics, education. And the beauty of a small liberal arts college is the freedom to really explore your passions and what it is that you would like to do for the rest of your life. And that doesn't mean only career-wise, but what makes you happy, what gives purpose to your life. And so more than 1/3 of our students double major, and you get a phenomenal return of investment at Beloit, with 93% of our students employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduating. So these are a few of the numbers that make Beloit College so special. And it's a little bit ironic that we start with this, because when you're at Beloit, you're anything but a number. Class sizes are so small, the experience is so personalized and so tailored that it really does feel like the entire institution is designed for you. And I think that's quite powerful. Now, one of the ways in which this very tailored approach takes shape is through the way in which we've reimagined advising and mentoring. One of the greatest things about Beloit is our advanced mentoring program, which promises you that within 3 days, 72 hours of choosing to become a Beloiter, you already get matched with an academic advisor who's with you every step of the way. And that's a pretty phenomenal thing to receive from a college with as much mentorship and support as ours. You'll have AMP classes, ongoing workshops and connections. And then for the next 2 years, you will belong to career channels, which are these broad academic categories that you can belong to really make the most out of your education here, applying what you're learning, belonging to, say, justice and rights and sustainability at the same time, and having these networking opportunities within industries of your interest that just propel your career into really exciting and phenomenal places. So if you really are looking for a place where you have substantial support but are also challenged, Beloit is certainly the place for you, as it was for me. Now, beyond the phenomenal academics, Beloit has a pretty vibrant community that in many ways, as I've mentioned, feels like it's designed for you. One of the ways in which that is the case is through our powerhouse, our newest building on campus, this $40 million project that you can see on a picture there while it was still under construction. We repurposed this old factory by the river here at Beloit, and we've turned it into this extraordinary new student union with a track suspended on the second floor, a gym, but also an auditorium, a cafe, a study spaces, a swimming pool. It truly is an extraordinary thing and a great representation of what Beloit is. We are a Division III NCAA school with 18 varsity teams. So if you are athletic, but you don't want to take it to the absolute greatest level, enjoy the NFL, you can still play, at a great competitive level and have fun and be a great student while you're at it as well. Beloit has phenomenal residential spaces with special interest housing. If you want to belong to a club, there's a group of people who either share an identity or a passion. And I think that's, again, very reflective of Beloit's uniqueness and community-minded spirit. Downtown Beloit, which is a beautiful, picturesque, small city of about 38,000, this is about a 5-minute walk from campus. Great opportunities for student engagement, leadership, for purposeful campus employment opportunities. That's how I find myself here still, which I quite love, and some great clubs, organizations, and intramural sports as well. So this last year has definitely been a challenge for everyone in a variety of ways, but Beloit College has taken this challenge and turned it into opportunity. And the way in which it has done that is to really come out as a leader amongst liberal arts colleges within the nation as to how to deal with COVID through the Beloit Action Plan, and also how to continue to be as student-centered as possible through the difficulties of it all, through our statement of culture, through our set of behavioral expectations that were written by students for students, which is why we've been able to have a phenomenal year despite the difficulties that it has presented, and which is why the U.S. News and World Report actually named Beloit College the #5 most innovative liberal arts college in the country. So you can imagine if a school is as innovative, at an institutional level, what it can do for your education can be quite an attractive option. Now, some quick numbers once again. Admissions fact about Beloit is that the average applicant has about GPA of a 3.4, 3.5. Our acceptance rate is closer to 60%, which might be surprising to you, but that's actually more in tune with the national average. You're probably, more used to hearing those highly exclusive colleges, but I would argue that the education that you receive at Beloit is on par, if not superior to many of those. And the mentorship and the non-competitive culture of overwhelming academics is really what makes such a special place. About 98% of students receive financial aid. We are a Common App school with no application fee. We are test optional. And I certainly invite you to consider applying over the next few months when we open up again for next academic year in August. And here's my contact information. Should you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to connect with you one-on-one, call, Zoom, email, anything you need. And thank you very much for spending some of your evening with us today. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank you so much to all of our reps. I'm going to invite our reps to come back on screen. We're going to do one quick question for all of our reps to answer this evening before we end our session. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So what is your favorite event or tradition on campus at your institution? And we're going to go in order again of everyone who presented this evening. So we're going to start it off with University of Northern Colorado.
Great, thanks. I think my favorite event or tradition that I got to take place in as a student multiple times is all of the events in Hoopla leading up to our first home football game. There's basically a carnival and food fair, tons of tailgating, and then we have what we call the running of the bears. That's our mascot, Bears, if I didn't say that already, where our students are able to lead our football team onto the field for the first home game. I think the last year that we were able to do it, 2 years ago, there was about 1,000 students that ran out in front of our football team and only 3 people tripped. And I think that was a big success. So I'm looking forward to that again this year.
Awesome. Next up, we have Western Colorado University.
Thank you. The mountain in the picture behind me is called Tenderfoot Mountain, or it's also known as W Mountain. So one of our favorite traditions on campus is every year for homecoming, our mountain rescue team will actually hike up to the W and they set it on fire so that we can kind of have a little bit of a burning of the W or a bonfire for our homecoming week. And that is just kind of a huge highlight that our students look forward to every year.
Great to hear. Next is University of Colorado.
Yeah, so kind of like what I mentioned earlier about how students have kind of a say and that they really make a lot of the changes at CU Denver. So we actually didn't have a mascot for the longest time. And so students really wanted to have a mascot. So about 8 years ago, they decided on our mascot, which is Milo the Lynx. So they voted on his name. They voted on him being a lynx. And so we always celebrate his birthday in February. And so it's always, you know, fun, tons of free food. They normally do like a little like 5K. Like around downtown. And so it's just really cool and just kind of a fun celebration. Milo's always out doing some crazy cartwheels or something. So it's definitely a lot of fun. And so that's probably one of my favorite things that we have at CU Denver.
Absolutely. Next up, Colorado State University.
Well, one of my fellow Mountain West Conference colleagues is on here. One of my favorite traditions is when we play the University of Wyoming in football. Both of our ROTC programs, they will run the trophy. It's a boot trophy to the either to wherever the game is going to take place in Fort Collins or in Laramie. They'll run the trophy to the border, and then we'll pass it over to the other ROTC members that are a part of the other university. And they're escorted by police and stuff, but it's just a really great tradition that's been taking place for a long time. There's a lot of great school spirit and friendly competition. Yeah.
Absolutely. University of Wyoming.
So that is a fantastic tradition. One of my favorite things. So here at the University of Wyoming, being the only four-year school, there's no professional sports teams in Wyoming, is, I would say, tailgating hands down. One of my favorite things about all of our home games is the night before our home games, our Western Thunder marching band actually marches restaurant to restaurant downtown in Laramie. So if you're there with your family having dinner with some friends, they're going to be playing our fight song in every restaurant, as well as I would say almost 95% of our student body, if not higher, knows our fight song, which I think is fantastic. It's just one of those things about having a small town feel with still the visual and athletics.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And then last but not least, we have Beloit College.
There's some great traditions at Beloit. Probably the one that stood out to me the most while I was a student is spring day. One day in the spring semester, all classes get canceled and there's tons of activities for students to do. There's music, there's t-shirts, food, caricature drawing, and there's just such a sense of happiness on campus, which I absolutely love. And because of the spring blossoming after the cold winter, there's just this really great atmosphere on which to enjoy every single thing you can hope for on campus. And so that's a great little adventure in the middle of the semester.
Absolutely. It's always great hearing about an institution's unique traditions or events on their campus and what makes them stand out a little bit about their community. So tonight, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us, our attendees and all of our institution reps. After you close out your windows tonight for our attendees, there is a super quick survey. If you can just fill it out, 4 questions, just to hear how we did. Give us your feedback. You can sign up for more sessions for the future. And also this session was recorded and will be available online where you registered for the event. I do want to thank all of our attendees and all of our reps tonight. Good luck moving forward through your school years, through your admission seasons, and thank you everybody for attending. Have a good night, everyone.